Okay, all right, Priscilla, chill. Okay, all right, let's breathe in, out. My people, welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time seeing my face, then salutations. My name is Priscilla, aka Prissy, aka Cece, aka Ila, aka Silla, aka Miss Prissy, baby. I can't believe I'm back. Come closer, come closer. Happy New Year, guys. We're back officially for 2022. I am so happy to be back with each and every one of you. Like, I can start calling names from the people that I always see commenting, but if I start, you know, we'll be here for the next hour. So let's not do it like that. Just know I see you, I appreciate you, I love you, and I'm wishing you a happy new year. In today's video, I will be breaking down all the steps that I would take if I was to start my fragrance collection in the year 2022. Now, I know a couple of people already have a big fragrance collection, and some people might be looking to start a fragrance collection. Whether you already have a collection or you don't, I think this video will be relevant. And if there are any tips that you want to add to the points I'll be making today, please do not hesitate. Go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. Now, if you're interested to know what these steps are, these things I would have considered are, without further ado, let's get right into the video. If I was to start my fragrance collection all over from the beginning, I think the first thing I would have wanted to know was my fragrance style, what I like. Knowing your fragrance style comes from sampling loads of perfumes and, you know, going out and testing perfumes. I think it's very important to kind of know yourself, because that is where to start. I think you have to know what you like. Like, are you a floral person? Are you an oud person? Do you like complicated fragrances? You know, how do you like to smell? What makes you feel good and makes you feel the most confident? What's your lifestyle? Because again, your fragrances should be complementing your lifestyle and not the other way around. What do you do for a living? What sort of fragrances might be able to go with that? In summary, before I start rambling, number one, know yourself, know your lifestyle, and from there it will help you to know what your fragrance style is. Number two, do not be very quick to niche down or narrow down what you like. So do not be quick to say, oh, I'm into niche fragrances or I'm into designer fragrances. I think it's too early if you're just starting your fragrance collection to almost start to feel, oh, I only like designer fragrances. I only like fragrances from a certain designer or a certain house. I think whilst you're trying to build a fragrance collection at the beginning, it's very important that you explore, and then in the process you may then be able to find the different things that you like. I would not be very quick to box myself into something, you know, and say, oh, I only like fragrances from, you know, Tom Ford, for example. I only like fragrances from Dior, for example. I think also it would help your collection to be more diverse rather than just one thing. Number three, if I was starting my fragrance collection today, one thing I learned further down the line is the 4 important P's of perfume: the packaging, the performance, the projection, and the price. These 4 P's are mostly the ways I tend to do my fragrance reviews. You know, packaging is what attracts you. It's not necessarily the content of the perfume. The projection is the way the perfume, you know, lifts off your skin. You know, the performance talks about how long the perfume lasts on your skin. And the price, it's got to be able to fit into your budget. There's no point, you know, starting a fragrance collection and not taking into cognizance how much you're willing to part with, you know, to build your fragrance collection. I think with your budget, with the prices may or may not affect how many perfumes you introduce into your collections. If I was starting my fragrance collection all over today, I think whenever I would be purchasing a fragrance, I will be looking at those 4 P's. 4 is your buying strategy. And when I say your buying strategy, I mean, how are you going to introduce new fragrances into your collection? Are you going to be doing them via sampling? So are you know, during lockdown, it was a bit difficult. We're in 2022 and COVID-19 has almost become COVID-22. Let's not digress. I digressed a bit. But, you know, is it going to be sampling? Are you going to order in samples? Are you going to be a decant person? Are you going to buy full bottles of certain perfumes and buy decants in others? When it comes to buying your fragrance bottles, are you going 100 ml? 50 ml, 30 ml, and what informs the decisions. Now, if I was starting my fragrance collection all over again, I think I would have been more I'd have sat down to think more about what my buying strategy was. Are you going to be blind buying? You know, that's another buying strategy, which is very, very, very risky. I have a subscriber on here, Marcelina Theresa, who is also a YouTuber, who always says that blind buying is a privilege, and I 110% agree with that. It's about thinking, what is your buying strategy going to be? Very important. I move on. 5, I would have thought about storage for my fragrances. I didn't know that my fragrance collection was going to grow as quickly as it did, and to be honest, one of the things I kind of failed to think about was storage. And when I say storage, I don't just mean even storage of the bottles, but storage of the bottles, like the perfume packaging and the perfume boxes. Like, if you're going to be buying fragrances, are you going to throw away your fragrance boxes? Are you going to keep them? Where are you going to keep them? Things like that, I just wish I thought about sooner. 6, I would have thought about my long-term mindset for my fragrance collection if I was starting my fragrance collection all over again, because it's not every fragrance review or every fragrance that is reviewed that you literally have to purchase, and it's not every popular fragrance that is put in your face that you have to, you know, purchase. I think it kind of sucks out the enjoyment from fragrances, because you end up having loads of perfumes that you don't end up like, that you don't really like. So I think I would have thought about a more long-term strategy for my fragrances. In my case, I have a fragrance channel, so whilst I review fragrances, for some people, I do understand that you may not have a fragrance channel, and these fragrances, you are purchasing it for your personal enjoyment. So it's important that whilst you're building your fragrance collection, that you're thinking about the long term of your collection and how that is going to look. It's just very important that you don't get sucked into buying every fragrance that, you know, is reviewed, or every fragrance that is recommended to you. And finally, the last point is, I would have thought a bit more about the resources that I require to start a fragrance collection. So one of them would be Fragrantica, for example, where you can look on and find the notes in fragrances. There are loads of Instagram fragrance pages that you can also watch that are very helpful. And also, when it comes to YouTube fragrance reviews, I think I would have still watched loads of fragrance reviews, but I would have also watched a channel like mine, and that's why I want my channel to be a resource for people who purchase or are building their fragrance collection. And I would have looked more into topics on how to, you know, discover your fragrance style, fragrance shopping mistakes, you know, topics like that. So that and I just think it's about balancing. So as much as you're watching fragrance reviews, it's also important to balance it out, especially when you're building fragrance collection, you know, to delve a bit into the analytical aspects of, or the economical or socio-economical or psychological aspects of fragrance purchasing, or fragrance enjoyment, or fragrance whatever. I don't know what the word is. Anywho, guys, those are the 7 things I would have considered if I was starting my fragrance collection all over again. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section, what would you have done differently if you were to start your fragrance collection all over again today? Also, go ahead and do all of that good stuff, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, please like, please share, please subscribe. And until I see you again in my next video, because I look forward to see you again in my next video, which will be very soon. Stay beautiful, stay blessed. Hi, and bye. Some things that I would have taken, or in today's video, I will be talking about, in today's video, I will be, sort of, what sort of thing do you, what sort of, hey!
Yeah, yes I believe, I'm falling for you like a thief, in the knees, just when I see you.